So, hey everyone, welcome back. This is the next part of the speedrun walkthrough, I guess. Or let's speedrun, or let's play, or whatever you want to call it. In the last section, we didn't really do anything too special. We just did Outset Island, you know, just got the sword, the shield, and 100 rupees from under Grandma's house, which is required to buy the sale later on. And in this section we're going to do Nico's minigame here, and then after that we're going to do Forsaken Fortress, which is the first sort of dungeon in the game, and is the first part of the game where there's any like actual speedrun tricks, I guess you could call them. It's also the first part where anything can go like seriously wrong. But it's really not that bad. As long as you know what you're doing, you'll manage, and I'll show you what needs to be done in Forsaken Fortress to avoid getting caught and to quickly clear all the rooms. So yeah, Nico's minigame. This isn't really too bad. His second one is really frustrating, where there's no platforms, but we won't have to deal with that for some time. But this first one is really easy. You just run at a rope and jump off of it right away, and you'll always make it to the platform as long as you're aligned with it correctly. Alright, so we're just going to hold L, side hop, and then kind of roll and jump at each of the ropes, then jump off. Adjust the camera and do it again. Really easy, really hard to mess up. Alright, so now we're going to go and grab the spoils bag, which is required to get, but has no other use in the run. You only have to get it so that time changes to night outside, and we can finally go to Forsaken Fortress. Now after Tetra stops talking, we're just going to pause the game, press R again, save, and do a reset, which again is holding X, B, and start for a few seconds. This is quicker than like manually going back to the top of the ship. Puts you right on the deck, so you just want to hold up right or up left and roll if you can. Doesn't really matter too much, and just climb on the ladder. You can see Forsaken Fortress over there. So yeah, in Forsaken Fortress, there's like a lot of searchlights. There's 3 searchlights, and the intuitive thing to do is to try and disable all of them. But you only actually have to disable one of them. Well, actually no, there's more than 3, it seems, but I guess the intuitive thing is to disable 3, the ones that are on your path. But yeah, you only actually have to disable one of them, and it's like straight on the route that we're going to take. And the one that we disable is the one you can see right now, which is like pointing at the sidle section, because it's impossible to get over there without disabling that. He will catch you every time. But the other ones are pretty useless, so we can just, you know, if we're quick enough, we can just run out of the way of the searchlights and they'll never catch us, and they're really slow, so it's not hard. One difference between the Japanese version and this is that we would actually get some rupees here on the Japanese version while waiting for the searchlights to move. It doesn't cost any time, but because there's no 100 rupee chest under Grandma's house, we have to get them. But as this is on English, that's not a concern for us. So Link is about to survive something which clearly he shouldn't survive, and I feel like the only reason he survives it is because this game has cartoony graphics, so it can get away with slapstick humour at times. I mean, look at this, he goes face first into the wall. and all he loses from it is his sword. So now we're in the dungeon. Well, kind of dungeon. It's probably too short to be a dungeon, but we do come back here later, so you just want to hold upright here and roll when it lets you. That's the quickest way to get into this cutscene, which you can't skip. I mean, there is a way to skip it, but it freezes the game later on, so it's completely useless. So yeah, once this text is done, what we're going to do is we're going to run up the stairs, run up the next set of stairs, and avoid the first searchlight and get into the corner. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. We just go in here, quickly avoid this one, and you can beat the next one by going up there, but I wouldn't recommend going for that unless you've practiced this place. Now we can go. And here comes the first trick of the run. What you want to do is align Link so that he's running parallel to this wall right here, and then just keep rolling and roll at the end, and he'll land in the window if you do it right. This might take a bit of practice, and it took me some time to get it down, but as long as Link is mostly parallel to that wall, and you roll right at the edge, he should have enough speed to make it into the window. The angle isn't as important as the speed, so you know, but do practice it. There are setups for it that I might show if people are having trouble with it. So you want to lure this guy over. This guy's quite a troll actually. He's ended some of my runs before. Okay, so he smacked the thing open. Oh. You want to just kind of try and get him off the ledge. I mean, he's giving me the business here, but he doesn't usually behave this badly. But once he's off the ledge, or once he's dead, you can just leave. So we just jump back down the ladder and we go this way into this door here. And that was the one searchlight that we have to disable, by the way. That's the one that points at the sidle section. So in this room we just run a bit to the left and then jump onto the rope and jump off. That used to give me a lot of trouble, even though it's like an intended thing in the game. It's kind of silly, but it's not that bad. We're just rolling straight through this section, and in this next room is the first moblin, or the first two moblins that we have to deal with. Now there's a really cool strategy to get past these guys. If you roll into this barrel, pick it up and put it down instantly, then run past them really fast, they will not see you. It's kind of, I don't know, I don't think anyone really understands why it works, but if you're fast enough they won't catch you. See, like he almost caught me, and sometimes he doesn't even see you at all, but as long as you can make it to that corner by the torch before he like rings his bells, then you'll be fine. There are some times though where he can see you, like it depends which way his head turns. It's rare, but it can happen. If that does happen, what you should do is jump over the little platform, or jump over the little ledge to his right, and just wait there for him to run past you, and then he won't see you at all. For this guy, we're just going to run until he sees us, and when he turns his head to the right, take the barrel off, and he won't see you anymore for some reason, and you can just roll the rest of the way. But it's crucial that you wait until he turns his head. Like, don't do it too early or else he will see you. That has also ended my runs before. Now what we're doing here is called a quick sidle, which is, I don't know, it's faster if you get it to work, but sometimes it's kind of hard to get it to work. What I'm doing is rotating the analog stick, or alternating rather, between almost fully left and almost fully center really quickly, just kind of like mashing it almost, and it's a little bit faster than just sort of normal sidling, because you can tell like he kind of gets like little boosts at times. And yeah, this is where the searchlight that we disabled would point. It would catch Link if it was still on, and there's just no way to avoid that. So now we're at the sword. So we just pick this up, and this guy here takes 5 regular hits and then a spin attack to kill. 2, 3, 4, 5, spin attack. That's him dead. You can actually sometimes side hop during this little scene if you hold L and press A a lot. because there's like a few frames where you can control Link, but I didn't get it there, and it doesn't really save much time. So yeah, that's Forsaken Fortress done, because this next part is a long cutscene where you can't actually do anything. There's no text, you just have to wait through it. I don't know, there's not really a lot to say here, you know, it's just part of the story which can't be skipped. The next thing we're going to do after this is, well, we're going to be at Windfall, because that's where you end up after this cutscene, and we're going to buy the sail there for the boat and head to Dragon Roost Island. But we have to wait for this cutscene to finish first. There's probably not going to be any more gameplay in this video, so if you're watching this as a tutorial rather than to hear my commentary, then you might as well stop now. I think the model for Ganon in this game is really cool. I mean, he's obviously put on a lot of weight, but he still looks more badass than he did in Ocarina of Time. 'Cause he has the whole like warrior look going on. This cutscene right here, actually, where Link like falls in the ocean and the boat sails up to him, this isn't in the Japanese version. Like, after the bird throws you, it just jumps straight to Windfall. So yeah, I guess they thought that people in the West wouldn't be able to make the connection, so they added that cutscene. But now the King of the Red Lions is talking to us. Don't you just love his laugh? And the way he says hey. I think it's really funny. He says it all over the place too. It must have taken him a really long time to get here without a sail, because like Forsaken Fortress is ages away from Windfall. It's like 3 or 4 squares. This cutscene is really long. And like almost every cutscene in the game, it's a lot faster on Japanese. Like, not only do the characters contain, I guess, more information than English letters, but the text actually prints faster on Japanese as well, which is really cool. I really wish they didn't dumb it down for us. But yeah, I think this is the end of this section, so as soon as we gain control of Link, we're going to save the game, because I don't want it to go on for too long. I don't want it to bore you guys with too many cutscenes in one video. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Forsaken Fortress is done, and in the next section we're going to grab the sail and head to Dragon Roost Island. So I'll see you in the next video.